I can't hear you.
Hi,
Well, hello. How are y'all doing?
Good, and yourself? So the time
I'm
is
doing
it
good.
starting in 15 minutes? Because it just changed to 16 minutes. So what time are we actually starting?
I think they're just working out the difficult. I don't know. Go ahead, son.
Can't
I'm
hear
ready.
can't
You
hear
can't hear me?
no jazz. I can't hear jazz. Mm-mm.
Uh-uh.
All right, all right. We there now?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
we there. All right. Look, everybody. As soon as I go live, now everybody want to call my phone. Everybody want to call the phone now. As soon as I go live. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? What's up, Jazz? What's up, D? What's up, Chad? How y'all doing today?
Hey.
Doing good.
So
Doing good, doing good. All right, just introducing.
I, and I'm telling Jazz we can't hear her. I like your hat, Chad.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jazz, say something, Jazz.
Uh,
No, fix your mic. But while we got here, while Jazz fixing her mic, because she looked like she over there talking and muting, unmuting. She fixing her mic. Hey, as you can see, I'm KB World, owner of Mr. Alpha Male, your fine tailoring, your luxury custom linen, custom suits. You can reach me at www.alphamale.wiggly.com or anywhere Alpha Male on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. And like I said, I have my paddle, my panel in fashion with me. Mr. Chad Askins, go ahead and describe to the world, introduce yourself to the world for me.
okay. My name is Chad Atkins. I am the owner of Live in Couture LLC. I'm a fashion designer. I'm also an artist. You can see some of my work behind me. Uh, some of my latest collections. I've been doing that for about 4 years. The art fashion I've been doing about 3.5 years. We also have a nonprofit. We mentor kids. We teach them how to self-express and self-love in a positive way. So we fight mental illness. That's the biggest part of mental illness is forgetting, who you are, or not realizing who you are, what your power is. So teach them in 4 different areas: fashion, music, culinary skills, and art. That's a little and that's called the LIC Project. And you can find that on the licproject.com. And you can also find my clothes there. You can also find my clothes on Facebook, Instagram. Follow me on it's Chad Atkins or Live in Color. And that's COLOUR.
All right, all right, all right. So, Miss Jazz, you here with us? Oh, she's still. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. So do this. Leave out, Jazz, and come back in. Leave out and then come back in. All right. So, hey, Donna, while Jazz do that, introduce yourself to the world, Donna.
Hey, so I'm Donna Nelson. Do I'm Do Nelson on Facebook. Don't have look for me my regular name. So I'm owner of Do Sense. I make candles, body, bath bombs, soaps, things of that nature. Also help facilitate my children who are also owners of their own businesses. So if you're more tie-dye outfits, Chad, here you go. This is a tie-dye outfit made by my daughter. So that's who I am. I'm a very simple. Welcome.
All right. All right. So while we here, we wait for Jazz to come back, and I know T is going to join us. Like I said, today we're gonna be interviewing Mr. Irv Gotti himself, hat maker out of New Jersey. All right. But while we wait for them, let's talk about this little bit of fashion news. Did y'all heard what happened with Dapper Dan?
No.
Mm-mm.
Well, they just did something with him with Gap. You know, they got the new, he got the new Daps, but yeah, they endorsed him, Gap endorsed him. So, you know, that's a good thing. He went with, I think he was with Gucci last year. He got the endorsement a couple years with Gucci or something like that, right? It was last year, right?
Oh,
You don't remember? I remember. I remember. So, hey, Chad, I know you from the Midwest. You ever heard of Dapper Dan before? Was he Dapper over here?
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, back in the day, he's still here, so he's the man, right? When it came up, stuff straight out of New York.
I think he sounds familiar because they use that when they are describing someone's outfit.
Think he Dapper Dan.
So I think that's, yeah.
Think he Dapper Dan. What's up, Jen? You here now?
Yes. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, Jazz, while we here, tell the world a little bit about you, so they know who you are and what you do.
Okay, so I'm Jasmine Johnson. I go by Jazz. Some people know me as Jazz Eden Rowe, which I go by that name because that's me and my daughter's name combined. We have an LLC together. Yes, I am teaching my baby young, but I'm a hairstylist. I've been a licensed cosmetologist for it's been almost 12 years now. So I've been I've just been doing my thing, you know. I kind of just recently got my little new salon suite and stuff, so I'm trying to you know, progress and come up a little bit in the world. But
Congrats.
So yeah, so I'm just kind of getting my name out there because I deserve that much because I know I'm that good. So so that's a little bit about me.
All right. So, and just joining us, Miss Coach T. Welcome to the panel.
Hi, y'all.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
All right, T. Tell the world a little bit about yourself.
My name is Tamara, aka Coach T. I make I'm a life coach. I'm a minister, mentor. I make charm bracelets. I make inspirational charm bracelets. So I make like stones and crystal bracelets, and all of my jewelry have like an inspirational quote or a scripture or something to inspire people. And I am also a men's stylist.
All right. Wow. Did you hear about Ralph Lauren and the HBCUs, Miss T?
Did I hear about Ralph Lauren? Yes.
And what did you hear about it?
Get too deep into it, but I did see like a headline saying about his collaboration. I mean, not collab, but you know, him sponsoring them or something like that.
Yeah, he did a collaboration with the capsule collection, and released it with two Atlanta HBCUs.
Oh, okay.
So
that's cool.
So what you think? How y'all think about that? Y'all think that's love? I mean, I think it's great. You know, I think it's lovely. You know, to donate. We need something anyway. Should be good stuff. What you think?
I think it's amazing. I like the collection. So I like the collection that he did. I think someone posted, but I like the collection. I think it's retro. It's something like a lot of people are not used to. So it should be a welcoming new trend for a lot of people, especially like these new generation. Hopefully they'll embrace it.
Okay.
I like it. I think I would, maybe I'm just being biased, but I think I would probably like it better if it was by somebody that I could relate with as being, like, you know, I wish I could relate to, but I don't think he can relate. He partnered and collab, but I don't think he can, you know, necessarily relate to it. So it's like, it's good, but is it like, I mean, I like the outfits. I love the outfits actually. I like the sweater, the pullover. I like the look with the silver. His one of the silver suits that's fitted. I like that one. That's one of my favorite ones. But other than that, you know, it's a movement happening, and it just kind of seems a little bit like capitalism to me.
It
So just
definitely
kind of
is. It is. It is capitalism. It is.
Oh shit. All right. So look, they did y'all hear about Regina King in the Met Gala?
mm-mm.
What happened?
No. So Miss Regina King, she's just been named the what was it, the co-chair
Oh wow.
with her and Lynn Manuel Miranda. That's how she pronounce her name. She's been made the co-chair for this year's Met Gala. Will be in New York.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Nice.
Yeah. So we getting achievements, y'all. Coming up, I guess. Huh?
Yeah,
Recognized,
that's what I'm
we
talking
getting-
about.
Right?
It's about
So-
time. She do a lot. She does a lot.
Right. She does. I like her acting too. I love her when she acts, and I love it that she played the voice in the Boondocks. You know, that's one of my favorites right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she's also going through a lot. Her son passed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. She did. Condolences, Miss King.
Yeah.
So, and then another thing, you heard about what's the guy's name? Bernard. What's his last name? Bernard Arnault. Y'all didn't hear about him?
Oh, you must have been doing some research.
Right.
That's it. You know, he says he said he's gonna leave Louis Vuitton until he's 80. He said he ain't going nowhere.
Period.
Look, and our guy Mac, who was supposed to do the news today, you know, we filling in. He ran into some trouble, so you know, it's not some trouble, but some just COVID issues. Well, we're not even supposed to say that word, so that big word right there, he ran into some trouble. So get well, homie, and we'll see you here in about 2 weeks. But so today's theme, as everybody knows, today's theme is hats, brims, fedoras, and all that good stuff like that. And, we have a special guest coming in. His name is Mr. Irv Gotti from New Jersey, like I said earlier. So what we're going to do is we have a lovely makeup fashion tip for you, a commercial, and we're going to go into Mr. Chad is going to talk to us about how he would style his fedora when he wears fedoras. And we'll be back with the panel right back with you in about 2 minutes.
All right. So let's see. All right. So the assignment today was a birthday outfit, and I already had the top and bottom pick out something subtle. But I was trying to figure out, did I want to match with my pants or did I want to match more with my shoes? And I could do something that crosses the hat, shoes, and the shirt together, but it wasn't really the vibe. So I also tried out this more of a match. It matches more perfectly with the hat, and it kind of breaks it up a little bit. So it's a bottom and top. So I wanted to try a little bit out, something a little bit more subtle. If I wanted just to tie it and match it with the shirt and those shoes, put on the blazer. It doesn't. It kind of washes out that the shirt. It's not giving me what I wanted. it's not really fitting the vibe. I love this hat. So I went back to this hat, but I wanted to also try maybe with this blazer, hint of red, matching the inside of the blazer, the inseams of the pockets as well as the pants. It's not, and I want to try if I wanted to go and do a different top, match a different hat with it, those off the vibe wasn't really what I was looking for. So that is what I decided to go with for that birthday shoot. Something subtle and fit.
All right, thank you there, Mr. Chad. Looking sharp there, hey man. I like that hat too. You know that hat.
Thank you.
I gotta go to the store, man. I love that hat. Right now we're gonna get together with Mr. Irv. We're gonna bring Irv up and let Miss Donna interview Mr. Irv.
Hey, Irv.
What's happening?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can.
You can?
Can you hear me?
Yes. How are you?
Perfect. I'm good. Nice to see you again.
Hey, nice to see you again. Amazing. Okay, so let's get into this real quick. I think we have like 20 minutes. We're going to try to do the best we can.
All right, cool.
You and I, we met earlier in the week and we talked about your hats. So I'm just going to give a brief introduction. You're Irv Wright. You're from New Jersey. And you moved to Maryland some years ago. I can't remember. And you're 67. I'm very impressed on the 67. Let me just say that. So, to everyone, he's 67 years of age. And you are married and you currently now reside in Baltimore, correct?
We're about 30 minutes north of Baltimore.
Okay. They're somewhere in that area.
Yes.
All right, cool. So, let's get into this hat making thing now. When did you start with the hats?
So I've wore hats my entire life. I have a collection that I guess I could open a store with the collection that I have. I retired in 2019 and I was looking for something else to do. So I went up to New York. I worked with a hat maker up there. And what started to look like it was going to be a hobby where I would just make a couple of hats for myself in my spare time kind of turned into a quick startup business. I started getting a bunch of phone calls, messages, make me one. And so I launched the business itself the beginning of this year.
Okay, so tell us what's the name of your business so everyone can look you up.
It's just Irv Gotti. That's it.
Let me tell you something. I've been so stuck on this Irv Gotti because when people ask me what was I doing, I said I'm interviewing Irv Gotti, but I know that's not your name, but I've been stuck on this Irv Gotti thing, so that's what's up.
So you got to put the L in there because there could be some infringements. Yeah, there could be some infringements on that name. Somebody else has that name, but you got to put the L in there.
All right, definitely. So it's Irv L Gotti, but you're on Facebook and Instagram, right? Under
yes.
what?
So Facebook under my name, Irv L Wright. And then I have 2 pages on Instagram, Irv L Wright, and then Irv L Gotti.
Okay, cool. So generally, you make hats, and do you typically just make hats for men, or you can make hats for men and women?
Both. I've made 1, 2, 3, 4. I think probably about 5 female hats.
Okay.
And the only real difference is that the accessories, I'll create something a little less formal related to like a traditional dress hat. I'll do things a little more colorful, different kind of fabrications, silks, taffeta, things of that nature to kind of give it a more feminine feel.
Okay. So your hat's more so casual, everyday wear, or do you just sometimes jazz it up for those special occasions?
Well, I think now with hats right now are extremely popular with both men and women, and they're using them as an accessory. And so whether you're wearing it with a suit or whether you're wearing with a sweatsuit or denim, it's just an added accessory that can be an extension of your character. So it can be very flamboyant and colorful, maybe very wide, or it can be, you know, a little toned down with some basic colors in something that you'll wear every day. I just finished one for a gentleman that I'm going to deliver tomorrow. And he said to me, Irv, I want this hat to be functional, but I want it to be fun, but keeping in mind that I'm going to wear it every day.
Oh, nice. Do you have it? Can we see it?
Yeah, I have to go upstairs and get it.
Is it gonna present?
What's that? I'm sorry, you froze.
Show it. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Is he gonna be upset if you show it to us?
No. Absolutely not.
Cool. All right. So tell us a little bit how you got started. I know you were talking about how you got started, but what actually got you started? Because I know a little bit of the inside scoop is what got you started.
So what really got me started really was, again, the my wife is bringing me
the invisible wife.
My wife is bringing me the hat. So it's a
and while you're doing that, go ahead.
pecan color. Very, very clean, grow grain ribbon. You can see where there's accentuated with a feather here, basic crown. It is a little bit higher than a typical crown, so it's about 5 inches. Usually they're about 4.5. It's a very basic brim. There's his initial on the inside, satin lining, along with a leather sweatband. So again, basic color, very traditional, and yet it's got some uniqueness about it that to the naked eye you may not see. Someone that understands hats will see it. You can see, let me get in here. You can see where the crown is sloped. You know, it's a little higher here, it slopes down. So there's nothing really typical about this hat. If you were to put it side by side, a bunch of hats in a hat store, you'd see there's something uniquely different about it, and yet it's a hat that he can wear every day and feel comfortable that he can walk with anybody that he needs to walk with, if that makes sense.
Makes perfect.
Yeah.
So tell us about the typical going rate of one of your hats, because I know they're custom made, and you know you make for each individual's taste, flavor, or the case. So tell us the rate of one of your hats.
So what I attempted to do when I started to price these out is I wanted my hat to be somewhat affordable. So I priced it somewhere within about $375 to maybe $400 for rabbit, and maybe $450 to about $500 for beaver. So there's a unique difference between the two fur felts, the rabbit and the beaver. If we were looking at cloth, the difference might be, an analogy might be camel hair versus cashmere. So both are very luxurious, but the camel hair is just a step below the cashmere. And if anybody knows about cashmere, you know it has a very, very fine hand. So that's the kind of the analogy between the rabbit and the beaver. I only work, or typically I try to only work with fur felts. I have a couple of clients that they didn't want animal furs, and so I can work with Australian wool or merino wool to kind of fit their needs. I've only worked on 2 of those. They're a little more difficult to work with, I find, and so I prefer to stay with the fur felts.
Okay. So I'm looking at the hat that you're wearing. Tell us about that hat, because I like that hat.
So this is the prototype. This is the very first one that I made. It's a little unusual. It's about a
Mhm.
3 3/4 inch brim. It's got a pencil curl, so the entire brim is turned up all the way around. Uh, I did what's called a, let's see, get that. It's a
Got it.
diamond crown. So again, it's very unusual because I pinched the front, I pinched the back, and then it's dented on the four sides. So again, this is not a hat that that you're going to find in a store. You might find it as a custom hat. It's a rabbit fur felt. The leopard print is leather, so that makes it a little unusual. Again, with the leather hat band on the inside and the satin lining, using natural fabrication on the inside of the hat makes the hat much more comfortable. You know, if you're going to wear it all day long. So I use natural fabrications, whether it be leather, cotton, silk, or satin. Silk or satin or cotton for the liner itself, and then the band itself. Usually I try to use a lambskin because it's a little more supple, and then it'll last over a period of time, you know, with perspiration, you know, as you're wearing it continuously. So
Okay.
again, the thought in mind is to create a hat that is going to stay with you for a lot of years.
Okay. And how long does it normally take you to make one hat?
So if I were to sit down at this table here and just run straight through, it would take me about 12 to 15 hours. But there are a lot of tangibles involved in there. So when I get the naked body, which is something like this, just a very pliable, unfinished piece. When I get that piece, I have to wet it, steam it, stretch it over a block, so it's completely submerged in water, and then it takes about 24 to 48 hours for it to dry. It has to dry completely before I begin to work on it. From there, then I'll use what's called a brim cutter, which is this, and it will allow me to.
Bring it over a little bit into the camera.
You see
Okay.
it? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This allows me to measure into the crown outside of the brim and cut around the brim to cut the piece off, so I'm able to create the brim size. From there, which I do something because my thought process here is I want to pay tribute to hat makers that were making hats 100, 150 years ago. It's my tribute to them. And back then there was no sewing machines. They used antique wooden blocks, a lot of antique wooden tools. This cutter I have is probably uniquely different than what they used a lot of years ago. But all of the accessories that were put onto the hat were all hand stitched. And so I hand stitch everything from the, here's a gray one that I'm working on right now that I should be finished with in a couple of days.
Okay.
So the brim binding along here, I stitched this all by hand. The bow and accessories that are on the hat, they're all hand stitched. I create the bow for each hat if I'm putting a bow on the hat. The leather sweatband on the inside is done by hand. And so it's time consuming. It takes a long time. But again, because I'm able to kind of control what I'm going to do with it, again, it's going to create an end result where you have a hat that's going to last you for years.
Nice. So think about, so when someone places an order for a hat, how long does it typically take for them to get the order? And
So-
two questions. So it's a two-part question. Do you have the person in person to do measurements, or how does that work as well?
So it's always easier if I can sit face to face with the client. So that fitting consultation is I will fit the customer myself to determine their exact size, and then we'll go over color. We'll go over whether they want rabbit or beaver, And then we'll talk about, how you want to accessorize it. This hat here is burned and distressed, where the gray one that I just showed you is very, very clean. So we'll go over, all those aspects, how you want the hat, end result of the hat. I can do it remotely. So what I typically do is we'll have some sort of virtual call where, again, we can be face to face. I like to get a sense of the way their face is shaped, get a sense of maybe how big they are, so I can determine, how wide the brim should be. They may say to me, Irv, I want a 6-inch brim, and, but they're small guys, so I might try to get them to tone that down. So we can do it, again, virtually. They'll measure their head, but I'll instruct them as to where they should measure it by. Once the order is placed, I will order the body itself. Depending on where the body's coming from, I use 3 or 4 different sources. Once the body comes into the building, then I go shopping with the body to different fabric stores, and I start to pick out things that are going to bring the hat to life. So whether it's grosgrain ribbon, maybe I might, instead of putting a satin liner on the inside, I might do something a little bit more unique. I did one for a gentleman in Baltimore. We put the Black Panther on the inside of it. So I found some cotton cloth that spoke to the Black Panther, and we did some interesting things on the outside of the hat. I think I sent some pictures somewhere. They're posted somewhere. But again, once I get the body, once I go shopping, the hat goes in the queue, and then it typically takes me about 3 to 4 weeks to deliver the hat to the client. Again, in a perfect world, I like to be able to deliver it live, so that way I can see that the hat fits exactly the way it's supposed to fit. Like I said, I'm going to deliver this pecan one tomorrow. So again, I do a final fitting. Knock wood, every hat that I've delivered thus far has been dead on from a size standpoint. I did have one hiccup with a gentleman that we did a virtual, and the hat was off by about 1 centimeter. I brought it back to the shop. I was able to do some things to it, brought it back to him about 2-3 days, and then it was dead on. It was perfect.
Oh, nice. Let me ask you a question. So what advice would you give to someone who's trying to get into the business?
The hat business.
Yes.
Well, I think it's wide open. Again, I'm still learning. I have a collection of gentlemen around the country that have been in this business significantly longer than myself. Although I've been in the clothing business forever, I've been in this business for 45 years. So, I've been wearing hats and understanding them for a very, very long time. But actually creating them is somewhat new to me. But I have 3 or 4 guys that, if I get stuck with something or I have a question about something as I'm, navigating through the hat, I pick up the phone or I message them and they give me, Irv, do this, or why don't you try that? Did you do this? Sometimes a simple thing of using regular water versus distilled water, creates a different aspect in creating that finished product. So, I would say, there's a market right now. I mean, there are, in Atlanta alone, there have got to be at least 6 Black-owned hat makers throughout the city of Atlanta. 6 that I know about. There could be more. To the best of my knowledge, I'm the only one in all of Maryland, in all of Baltimore. I don't think there's anybody else, so I think right now I'm going to try to capture the market if I possibly can. But I would say go for it. I mean, it's for me, it's therapy. I sit down here and sometimes I'm working on a hat, and most of my clients thus far have allowed me to be very creative with it. And so, I might work on the hat for about 45 minutes, and then as I'm shaping the crown, I get stuck. I don't know what I want to do with it. And so I put the hat down, I walk away from it for a day maybe, or a couple of hours, and then, I have an epiphany, and I see now what I was trying to do 2 hours earlier, and I come back down and I work it out, and then I get into a rhythm, and it's finished.
Okay. So I know you said this is a hobby, right? So have you thought about like mentoring or kind of grabbing some of these young people to kind of like bring them under your wing? So what?
Yeah. So It's interesting you asked that because there's a young man here in Baltimore that I've mentored for a lot of years, actually since I've been in Maryland. So I've known him for about 10 years. And that's the first thing he asked me, because he's in the custom clothing business. So he deals with suits. And so he's very successful there. He's very artistic. And so the first thing he asked me is like, Irv, I don't want you to make me a hat. I want you to show me how to make myself a hat. I want to make the hat. So I think when I'm comfortable that I'm secure in knowing everything that I need to know, then certainly, the biggest thing that I can do is to whatever I know to be able to pass it on to someone else. I mean, it serves me no purpose to hold on to it.
Right.
I need to be able to pass it on to someone else. You mentioned my age at 67 years old. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing this.
Amazing.
But I think the best thing that I can do is to pass it on to someone else. And so my hobby, which has become somewhat of a passion, can maybe become someone else's livelihood.
Nice. Okay. So anything else you want to share with the public? Like anything?
Yeah, I mean, just message me, hit me up on Instagram, message me on Facebook. I try to respond as quickly as possible. The consultation is free. We can chop it up. We can talk a little bit about it. If I'm not for you and you're looking for something else, I'm more than happy to move you to another direction. If someone else might be able to work better for you, whether it be style or whether it might be, financial, whatever the case may be. So the consultation is free. If you want to learn something about hats, the consultation usually takes about, 30 minutes, 45 minutes or whatever. And if you just want to know the difference between this crown, that crown, and why this brim versus that brim, we can talk about that. And there's no pressure. It's not a hard sale. It's like either you want it or you don't. And
Right.
if you want to come back to me later on, you want it, I got you. If you don't want it, it's all good.
Right. So is there a deposit after the consultation, and once you guys have agreed to, okay, I'm going to do this hat, is there a deposit that has to be placed?
I typically take paid in full.
Okay.
Because I need to buy the products. I'm what I would call a small business owner, I guess. And so when I'm dealing with some of these manufacturers where I'm getting this product from, obviously, first they're a little apprehensive to sell to a guy. They don't know me, but I have some point of references that have got me in the door of a couple of places. And as they begin to know who I am more often, it's a little easier. But like I'm placing one order at a time. I had to order this beaver from a vendor in Australia, so it took a little time to get here. And then he was apprehensive at first, but then he realized that I knew somebody else. He's like, okay, let's do this. And so I usually take it in full. And like I said, turnaround is about 3 to 4 weeks. My initial thought process was that I would make 2 hats a month. So if I made 24 hats for the year, I'd be comfortable. But what ultimately happened right now, I'm averaging about 6 hats a month. So I'm staying a little busy, but it's still fun. So it's all good.
Busy is good, especially now that you're retired and the wife obviously is helping you out. So busy is definitely good.
Yes.
So yeah. Tell wife, come on and let's make this a business.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It could definitely be a booming business, especially in Baltimore. You're the only person in Baltimore. It could definitely be a booming business.
But that's what I've been told, and I don't know if anybody else in Baltimore that's doing what I'm doing. And so if they are, reach out. I'd like to be able to chop it up with you.
Okay. So you're on Instagram and you're on
Yes.
Facebook. Are you on Twitter as well? Because Twitter. So are you on Twitter as well?
I am not. I haven't navigated through Twitter yet.
We're gonna have to get you updated as of right now. Instagram and Facebook, correct?
Okay. Yes. So it's Irv Wright in both Facebook and Instagram, and Irv Gotti on Instagram as well.
Okay. That's KB popping it. So I guess he's trying to tell us our time is up. I don't know what that's about, but
yeah, maybe so.
You might try to tell us
No,
time is
I
up. We
wasn't
gotta
telling y'all
go.
the time was up. We ain't got nothing but time. I was just joining in. I mean, I heard y'all wrapping it up, so I was like, okay, let me come up here. Yeah, man. But we ain't going nowhere yet. We got a lot to we're gonna continue this conversation like in like another minute. We can bring other panel members up. Keep it going for a second, all right?
Okay, so
Fantastic.
I mean, if anyone has questions, they can always reach out to you. They can inbox you, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
what I'm gonna do, and what I'm gonna do is for the people that have questions, I'm gonna pin the link in the chat so they can call up as well with their questions. So everybody, if you want to call up and you have questions for Mr. Herb or anybody on the panel, maybe you want a hair tip or you want Chad to style you, call up. I'm gonna put the link in the chat right now. While we watch this.
Okay. Well, Irv, it was a pleasure talking to you again. I really kept
Absolutely.
I had
For
fun doing
sure.
it. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, KB.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you. It's not over.
You're muted.
Hey y'all, it's Jazz, and it's time to jazz it up. Today's topic is about hats. So, what I decided to do was make a wig hat. This is something that I've been kind of slacking with this project, but yeah. So, wig hats are very convenient for us stylists. It's convenient for us mothers. We don't have time to do our hair all the time, especially as stylists. We're always don't worry about doing everybody else's hair. So be thinking about ourselves sometimes. Normally we'll just like go ahead on, but what's there in a week hat? Sometimes we ain't even got time to lay no lace or nothing down. So, this is definitely a go-to. So, it's very easy to make. You can do it yourself. All you need is hot glue gun, you need scissors, cut. You just lay it along the border of the hat, and just keep laying. It's just like almost like doing a quick leaf, using the hot glue gun. So that's my tip for the day. Yeah. So if you guys are ever interested in purchasing a wig hat, I am definitely down to do so. My contact info definitely will be in this video. So if you guys ever need me to do it, I can do it. If you want to do it yourself, hey, I'll even think about making a video for it. So, thank you guys for listening to me today about my little craft. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can ask the questions in the live comments. Thank you so much for your time.
All right. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing there? Take the shine.
Doing great.
All right. So, what's up, Jazz? What's up, P? Chad? We back up in here with Mr. Irv, right? With B, and I'm your little KB. All right. So let me see. Miss P, Coach P, you got questions for Mr. Irv?
Yes, I have one question for Irv. So I'm looking in the comments and I see people saying Irv is the legend. What and I noticed that you said your business you started you knew about hats for a long time, but you started your business more recently. What is it that you do that you believe that you do that is special to make people feel like you are a legend?
Okay, that's an insightful question. I mean, I've been in the retail business for 45 years. And in those 45 years, when I started in the business, there was nobody in the business on the sales floor or in management, especially, that looked like myself. And so through a lot of trials and tribulations, obviously I began to move myself forward because I think I had a certain amount of talent. I think I had a certain amount of presence, and so I think even older individuals that perhaps wanted to avoid me couldn't help but come closer to me. But then as I began to get a really foothold in the business, I made it I was purposeful in allowing other individuals that looked like me to give them an opportunity to get into this business. I mean, the fashion business is huge. I mean, it's a billion-dollar industry, whether it be sneakers, clothing, hats, jewelry, all of that is connected. And so, you know, I made it my point to make sure that I was going to give others an opportunity because I consider myself somewhat of a groundbreaker there. The legend, I'm not exactly sure where that comes from. You know, I've mentored dozens, hundreds of young individuals, male and both female, within this organization, and for whatever reason, you know, the legend, you know, became a reality. But I think, you know, if I could put on my tombstone, I was able to help this individual move their career forward in this industry, then, you know, that would be a good thing for me.
All right. That's what's up. That's what's up. What's up, Cat? What you got to ask for him? I know you got some questions.
Great.
Okay, I got three questions. So the first question is so you mentioned a lot about you know, the years that you have in fashion. At what point did it? I mean, it didn't change, but what point did you find the passion for the hats in that? Like, what led to the hats?
So I think I mentioned I retired in 2019. Rather than come back from COVID, you know, I'd been on my present position for 22 years, and I saw an opportunity to retire. I've been wearing hats since I was a teenager, and again, I have, you know, you can't see them, but there are, I don't know, there are 200 dress hats over here, and so I wanted something different, and I think the hat industry now is really starting to flourish. I saw an opportunity to work with a hat maker in Brooklyn. So I went up there, I took a class with him, and first I thought it was just going to be a hobby. I'd make a couple of pieces for myself, and then people started to reach out to me, can you make me one? Can you make me one? And so I said, well, you know, why not? Why not turn it into like a little small business? But so far as you know, the hat has always been an extension of myself. So, you know, I always wore a suit every day, but there was always a hat attached to it.
Okay. Okay. So my next question: is there a difference between, other than the look, but just the shape of a hat? If you had two black hats together, is there a difference between one being a male and one being female?
Not really. I mean, there are some female hat makers out there that will take with the bow that's typically on the left side. They may move it and put it on the right side to differentiate between a female and a male hat. I think that's probably more of a request thing, but for the most part, they're unisex. So they look exactly alike.
Okay. And then my third question is, for other people who are coming into the business, other people who are following their passion and trying to break away from not only, I mean, because some still have to have, you know, a 9 to 5 to keep it pushing, but how to break away out of that mindset in order to be able to do something that turn a hobby into a business. How would you do you have any advice for someone that is in the sense of they haven't started their journey, but there's some the things that are pushing back to saying, well, maybe I'm not good enough? Do you have like some advice for like situations for someone like that?
Well, I think confidence and competency go hand in hand, but
Mhm.
have to have a certain amount of confidence to move forward, right? And so I think if you have a passion, first and foremost, is it really a passion, and how much work are you willing to put into that passion? I think today, and even yesterday, a lot of individuals felt like, well, okay, I can just go ahead and do this, and I'll be successful in it. Similar to maybe, you play basketball, and I think you don't see the hours and the hours and the hours and the hours that it takes to really hone your craft. And I think fashion is the same way. I mean, so when you want to step into this business, it's more than just maybe creating something. You want to understand the fabrication. As you're beginning to work with a fabric, why doesn't it move the way this fabric moves? Why is it so much harder to work with silk than it is maybe cashmere? And so you have to do research to figure that out. And so if it is a passion, then you have to make sure that you're going to put hours and hours and hours into that passion to allow it to become a fruition of your dream. Once that happens, then I would just say go for it. Make it happen. Maybe you still need to do that 9 to 5 to substantiate your lifestyle for a little while, but then that means you have to dedicate yourself to the 5 to 11 maybe to really honing in on that business. And if you're not really willing to put that in, then I would say just stay with the 9 to 5, and maybe it's not really your passion, maybe it's just a hobby. That makes
I love
sense?
that. Thank you. Yeah, that was perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was all my questions.
Was there ever like a moment in time where like you kind of felt discouraged? And if so, like, do you have anything to say like that, um, where you could uplift anyone to keep going?
Uh, there was there was a time. Uh, it's been a few times, because again, like I said, when I started in this business, I kind of sometimes felt alone. I'd look around and there was nobody like me, but I was lucky enough to have a couple of individuals significantly older than myself, and they took me under their wing and they said, Irv, you're a talented guy, and don't let those naysayers distract you from what's inevitably yours. But there was a time, maybe 15 years ago, where I felt like I was being overlooked for a promotion that should have been mine, or I felt it should have been mine, and I was maybe this close to stepping away from the industry, because after all these years, I said, why bother? But then again, my wife said, well, if that's what you really want to do, go ahead and step away. I don't think that's what you want to do. And so over the next couple of years, I really intensified my efforts to excel in what I was doing. So it got to the point where whoever was going to say you're not good enough was not going to be able to say that anymore. Everything was going to point to the fact that, like, wow, this guy needs to be here because he's just so much better than everyone else around him. And so again, that's where that that extra energy has to come in. So like if it doesn't happen at 5, then it's got to happen up to 11. Maybe it's got to happen 11 to 3. Whatever it takes to really push the envelope forward. But I would say, if again, is the ups, but then there has to be a certain amount of competency there. So like if you say you're the best at whatever it is that you are, then you got to be able to walk the walk. You got to be the best. And and if you are the best, at some point in time, they're going to start to take notice, and they're not going to be able to take that away from you. And then that's when you'll turn the corner.
No.
Hopefully that helps.
It does.
Well,
There's a lot of extra people here.
yes. Hello, I'm from Robert Doolin from Baltimore, Maryland. Nice to meet you guys. Mr. Gotti, I wanted to ask you. The first question I have two. Um, One, did you ever think about making a hat with mud cloth on it to represent our people? I would
Mud
love to
cloth.
see. Yes, maybe in the band or something like that, but something that's a little more different and
Okay,
awkward.
I could do that. I mean, I love being challenged. I had a gentleman challenge me. I made a hat for him in Texas. He was a big Prince fan, and he
Okay.
had me do some pretty unusual things that I hadn't done before. And so again, I had to, wrap my mind around what he wanted. The end was great. So let me turn around and make a note of that mud cloth.
Yeah, and the other question is,
Works.
are you ever going to give a hat fashion show?
Good question. So I don't know if you're from Baltimore, right?
Yes, sir.
There's a there's a small store in Baltimore. I believe they're on Reed Street. It's called
Okay.
Hume. Are you familiar?
Yes, sir. I know where Reed Street is. Yes, sir.
So she's yeah. So she that space. There's two spaces. One in Baltimore. There's one in Washington D.C.
Okay.
And they highlight Black businesses. And so every month they'll have some sort of pop-up shop. So whether it's jewelry, whether it's t-shirts, whether it's whatever it might be. There's a coffee maker that I love. He's out in New York. He makes coffee. My coffee from a Black-owned coffee maker. But I happened to be in there one day, my wife and myself, and she saw the hat and she asked about it. I told her, I make them. So she's wants me to do a pop-up shop in there.
Okay.
So what I would have to do, I think, is I'd have to probably create a few hats for a show because I create them one at a time per clients. So I'd have to
Right.
maybe create a collection. But when I get some spare time, I think I'd like to do that because then I'd really be able to stretch my imagination because I'm not making it for anyone. I'm making it for myself.
Right. All right, fellas. Thank y'all so much.
I just want this hat that you have on. That is like, I like this hat so much.
I
So
know that happens.
so typically I don't make two of the same for a lot of different reasons. Sometimes I can't get the fabrication anymore. I did make one for a young lady in New Jersey, and it's similar but different. So we used some of the leopard skin. I had a little bit of the cloth left, but I changed it around because I told her, I said, you can't walk around with my hat on, so we're gonna make it a little bit different. So I won't make two hats exactly the same, but they can have some similarities to them. I'm actually working on something similar to what you have on for myself.
Oh,
That's nice.
oh yes.
So
That's nice.
Oh
still
yes.
playing around with it. It's what's called a signature dent on the front. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of uniquely pitched.
Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Chad is about
That's
to hit
dope.
you
Still
up with
working
that.
on the
That's
design.
dope.
I may eventually change the brim. I think I might turn it into a Humber. I'm still playing around with it. So whenever I get some spare time, I pull it out and I start working on it.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I
dope.
like that hat a lot. And it's something that I haven't seen a hat where the brim you have it like this part is the other way on that one.
This turned up.
Yeah, like so it usually like
This here?
goes like yeah, that end part.
Yeah,
That
so this
I
this is what's this is what's called a it's called a pencil curve. So there's a tool that once you get the hat supple with steam, it runs around the edge of the hat to kind of turn it up.
mm,
It's typically something that you might find on a cowboy hat, where the brim is turned. You've probably never noticed it because the cowboy hat is obviously uniquely, the brim is a little bit different. But again, it's not the typical hat that you can find in a hat store.
okay. Yeah, I didn't
Do you
even I
make
did not know
those? Do you make cowboy hats?
I haven't tried to make a cowboy hat, but it's no hard in making a regular hat. It's got a different crown. I'd have to start with something significantly bigger, and then you just with steam and moving it around a little bit, you create a different brim. So no one's asked for one yet. So if you feel like you want one, hit me up and we'll collab and maybe we'll get you a cowboy hat.
I was gonna say,
Good,
I
I
think
might
I need
have
to
to do
commission you
that.
to make one. Yeah.
What's
I
that?
need to commission you. I need to commission you to make a cowboy hat.
Just reach out to me. Just you can message me on Facebook or you can DM me on Instagram. And then where are you located?
This is Donna, Herb. This is D. I'm in Maryland.
Oh, Donna. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're in Maryland. Yeah, you're easy. Yeah, you live like 4 hours away from me.
It's not that far.
Really, just about an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. A Sunday brunch drive.
It's not that far.
It's a Sunday brunch drive. We can definitely make it
Okay,
happen.
there you go. For sure. Whenever
All
you're
right,
ready.
all right. That's what's up. Hey, Deshani, how you doing? You gotta unmute
I'm
your
good.
mic.
How are you?
You popped up. I'm good. Welcome to the panel, everybody. That's Deshani. You got a question for Irv?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. All right. Tell everybody a little bit what you do, and because we're gonna, I guess, unless anybody else have any more questions for Irv. Anybody got more questions for Irv? No? Okay. So, Deshani, real quick, you're going to head us out. Just introduce yourself to the world and let them know what you do. And then we're going to work right around the circle. We're going to go to YouTube. We're going to go to you next, Coach T, and then Jazz, then then Chad, then D, then Mr. Irv. All right?
My name is Dasani. I go to the University of Central Oklahoma for track and field. I'm currently a sophomore. My major is fashion marketing, and I've been in fashion marketing for about a couple of months now. I'm really kind of like my own type of entrepreneur, just from with my hair, with my makeup, just kind of just how I dress and like how I kind of like present myself. I've been trying to get in the fashion industry and just get in a lot of spaces where I can, do outfits and kind of style people and style just, myself and like see what I can come up with. Yeah, I really do like doing makeup. I haven't started doing other people's makeup yet, but I'm definitely trying to get on that route just to put myself out there and, really see, what all I have and what all I can offer to people. So.
All right. You did your makeup right there, right? We couldn't. I wanted to play the video, but we couldn't because I wasn't trying to get copyright straight. So I was like, "Oh, she sent it to me with the music in the background." But next week we're gonna do something special, though. All right. So what's up, Coach T? Tell the world how we can meet you, how they can get in contact with you.
So again, I'm Coach T. You can contact me. My page on Facebook is Coach T Smith. My page on Instagram is Coach T _ with the jewels. So that's WITDAJEWLZ. and that's also on TikTok.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, Miss Jazz, talk to the world.
Okay, so I'm Jazz. My LLC is Jazz E. Monroe, combination of me and my daughter's name. Her name is Aaliyah Monroe. As you can see, I'm clearly almost obsessed with Marilyn Monroe. But I'm a licensed cosmetologist, and currently what I provide, the services that I provide, anything except for braids, dreads. That's not me. I do wig installs, pretty much any weave installment. I do colors, cuts, silk presses. I'm into health, not health, I'm sorry. Hair care, not health care. But so I like to give my clients a lot of tips on what to do. So I'm very into like hair growth, things like that. Let's see. Hey, I'm just
All
all
right.
about
You all about
being an
hair.
entrepreneur.
Said you
Yeah,
all
all
about
about, look, more than hair. Look, being an entrepreneur. Look, we got to promote ourselves. I'm still trying to learn how to get into Instagram, all of that. So,
right.
it's a lot.
All right, all right. All right, Chad, talk to him, Chad.
All right. So the name of my company is Live in Color. That's COLOUR LLC. You can find my website, the LIC Project. Um, that's where you will see my clothes as well as our fashion. I'm actually rebuilding my website, so I'm splitting the two. But as of right now, you can go to LIC Project as well as Instagram. It's Chad Atkins, and as well as the LIC movement at gmail.com. If you ever want to reach out to us. And if you want something, designed, I don't do regular. My color, live in color means to live in the light, live in the moment, live in your truth. So it's about self-expression. So it's like the rest of my clothes back here. They're all colorful, they're all expressive. I got purses as well as shoes. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me. How to find me.
All right, all right. That's what's up. Hey, D. Donna, talk to the world. Let them know what you got going on. What's good?
Okay, so I'm kind of multitasking here a little bit. I'm in my car because I had to go get my son. So anyway, so this is D. My LLC is Do Sense. Candles, bath soaps, bath bombs, things of that nature. Currently, I've taken a break from producing at this moment because I'm in school studying cannabis so that I can begin infusing all my products. So, but I do make custom made candles and soaps for those who wants it. But I'm currently studying cannabis to start infusing and going a little bit deeper into the cannabis world. So, Do Sense. I'm on Instagram under Do Sense, or you can send me a message on Do Nelson on Facebook.
All right, all right, all right. Mr. Irv, I appreciate you, sir. I love your style. I love your hats. That's why I was the first one to say, man, hold up, man. I got to
So
interview this guy.
first,
Did
me on.
I think you froze up there, Irv. You still with us?
I really appreciate the love. Appreciate you guys being on. Hopefully this is getting launch for some bigger and better things for everyone here and whoever else may kind of join in. If you want a hat, you can reach just message me and I'll get back to you quickly, or you can reach out to me on Instagram. It's Irv L. Wright or Irv L. Gotti. I have 2 pages. Again, just DM me there and we can do a free consultation. We can talk about fit, style, color, whatever it is that you want from a hat. It's basically your vision through my eyes, and we'll create something for you. And again, thank you very much for having me on board today.
Man, I like that saying, your vision through my eyes. That's tough right there. Is that copyright? Is that copywritten right there? Because I like that phrase right there. Your vision through my eyes. I like that. I appreciate you though, Mr. Irv. And like I said, I love what you do. I will be hollering at you. I will be getting with you because I need a custom. Because what I
Yeah, and
do, I
keep me
make
posted because we coming out to Black Wall Street.
come
My wife and
on,
I,
come
we
on.
coming to Oklahoma.
Come on, come on, come
Yeah.
on. We got some big things brewing coming up next year. This
Yes,
whole
Lord.
panel right here, we got some big things brewing, putting together something we can't even say it yet, but we're putting
For
together
sure.
something big that's going to happen here in Tulsa next year, right here on Black Wall Street. And I appreciate it. I love that you on board. I love what you do, and I love that you for the community and everything like that. I appreciate everybody. Like I said, I
Okay.
need a custom hat because I make custom suits. You know, I make your wool, your 180, wool 180s, and your cashmere suits, and your linen suits, and cashmere silk shirts. So I need a hat. I need some special hats. And like that brother said when he called, what was the cloth name that he named?
Mud cloth.
Mud cloth. There you go. It was a mud cloth. I might need to put some mud cloth on in a suit somewhere. You know, so I guess at least on the cuffs or around the lapel, somewhere around there. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out.
I'm
But I thank
looking
y'all.
into that as we speak.
Right? Oh, you are.
Actually, I have
But
a quick question for Irv.
Absolutely.
Irv, have you thought about making bow ties to go with the hats?
That'd be dope.
So
That'd be dope.
I have
Or, you know,
not.
like the pocket,
I mean,
what do you
I
call it?
remember
The pocket,
posting
the pocket squares, or you know,
pocket
incorporating
silk.
pocket squares. Yeah, pocket
Yeah.
squares to go with the hats. Just a thought.
So
Bow
it's
ties
funny
and
you say
pocket
that
squares.
because I don't know, maybe a month ago or so, I posted a series of bows that I created first for the hats as I was kind of, going through which one I was going to work on first. And so many people commented like, "Oh, I didn't know you made bow ties too." So no, I'm not thinking about making bow ties. I don't think so. And I'm not thinking about making pocket silks because if I were going to make them, then they'd have to be like next level pocket silks. So I deal with, some really exotic silks. I'd want to be able to hand stitch the piping around it to give it something very, very unique. My sewing skills are not there yet, to deal with a silk pocket silk, nor are they with a bow tie. But it's something to chew on.
There you go.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. Well, I guess this is where we say I see y'all on the back end, right? We can drop down to the chat and keep it going. Go to the clubhouse or something. I don't know what we're gonna do. But I'm drink this bottle of wine though, and I'm gonna tell everybody else to see them next week, same time, same channel. Next week we're gonna be. Actually, no, it's not gonna be the same time. Next week we'll be here live at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Central. We'll be live at Fluffy Divas Repping Your Brand Fashion Show. So we're going to be live with a fashion show. So if you want to see some excitement, our crew will be there. You'll see our panel there with Miss Fluffy Diva next Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 p.m. Central. Hey, look, I love y'all. Y'all look fabulous up there today. I love everything that you guys do. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Mr. Irv. And anybody got anything last to say? Blow a kiss or something to somebody. I love y'all and see y'all next week. What else y'all got to say?
Thank you. It's been an experience. It has been an experience.
All right. Thank y'all
you.
for participating. I thank my man Scott the Gamer for running these boards back here. All right. And I will see y'all again, Mr. Irv. We will be in contact. We're gonna see you next week, Mr. Irv. You'll be there, right?
Irv is doing the Frozen channel, the Frozen pose.
Frozen.
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
All right, all right. Thank y'all. I see y'all next week.
Good night.
Have a great one.
Bye.